And also food for thought, like, as a fan community, since when as fans do we actually care about how much money do we spend? I mean, it used to be, as a fan, if I remember, it used to be that we only care, just get me that player. We don't really care how much you pay, just get me that Umbemo, get me that Cunha, get me that Gyokeres. Since when are we the KPI holders, like key performance or finance holders or negotiators? So at the end of the day, for me, I don't really care how much money we spend, as long as we get the right players for Rúben Amorim's system, and happy days, if you know what I mean. But the one that is hot is absolutely this. This is what everyone wants. But it's been reports, even I said that Gyokeres, it will be pretty much a late July, August deal, right? And why is it so? Well, at the end of the day, if we're going to speak about that one, Arsenal is now pivoting more towards, Benjamin Sesko, and it's always been the case. They just lined up Gyokeres as, plan B, right? But now we've seen they're going deep in the negotiations, personal terms is agreed. They managed to use the Gyokeres story to pressure RB Leipzig. They are a little bit in a financial situation to lower down the asking price, and Sesko has agreed to the project. He wants to join. So for me, that screams all the way that Gyokeres will become a Manchester United player at the end of the day, because the options are out. There is no other options. Hence why you're seeing the sporting director today coming out with additionally crybaby comments that he will not again be held for ransom. It's ridiculous, right? I'm going to find that tweet as well. I saw it somewhere. Yes, here it is. Let's put that to the stage, people, while we are speaking. So this came out today. So let me just zoom this in. I quite find it ironically, because if you read between the lines, he's saying that, I'm going to pull up the whole tweet. Sporting does not need to sell Viktor Gyökeres, which is absolutely bullshit. That's what the president is saying. Fortunately, we have passed this stage of selling our most important asset, but we still respect the dreams of Viktor or any other player. So another play for the gallery by the president. He's saying basically, we don't really need to sell him, but hang on a second, the player is forcing the move. So what's it going to be? You cannot keep a player that doesn't want to be there. And by the way, they had an agreement with, Hugo Vienna, the former sporting director, to say that you can leave for 30% less on the release clause, what you actually said on 100 million. Let's continue reading this, because I find it very funny, Sporting have an understanding after weeks of meetings that they are not demanding the value of the release clause, but rather it will be a reasonable fee. I don't say what the price is, the players knows it. That's another cryptic message. So now it's the sporting president kind of admitting that, hey, I was wrong saying that we want 100 million, 80 million. We're never going to get it because there's no clubs bidding for him. Clubs do not have the money. And I understand that Arsenal going for Sesko is because it's a cheaper deal. The agent fee is less, the wage demand is less, and the overall package to buy him is absolutely less. If Arsenal can get him down for 65 million, 70, they will do the deal. And reports are saying that are coming very close to that 65, 70 million, right? So that means the Gyokeres is open. And now you see the sporting director coming out and speaking, trying again to increase the value. But he's saying, I'm not blocking the move here, but we have sort of agreed the price. And that has been the stumbling block, because clubs have been confused. What's it going to be? Is it what they initially reported, 55 plus 10? And now you're seeing the sporting president gobshiting his mouth to say, well, no, 80 million, 100 million. And now he's coming out to say this. And this is where I call it a play for the gallery. Yeah, this is what I call a play for the gallery. So what he's saying here is basically, I can say that Viktor will not leave for 60 plus 10 in add-ons. He will not leave. He simply will not for that money. So again, negotiations tactics. He will not accept 60 million euros. But guys, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Manchester United will never pay that release clause anyway. Why? I'll let you in a clue. It's called amortization. We've seen that Manchester United and the new regime, even if it's a release clause, they go in on a favorable terms. They might pay 65 million and 10 add-ons or 5 add-ons, but they offer 5 million more so they can actually do installments, which is amortization. And in a way, if you sort of break down the fee, Man United haven't spent much in net spend, because if you do amortization, you might have, 10 million installment on Cunha first deal, 10 million on, you know, on Mbeumo deal, and 10 million on Gyokeres. Man United have then only spent 30 million on this PSR year. So even if we have a budget on 100, 120 million, we're still saving a lot of money on that. So there's definitely a deal that could be made. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. What do you think about the president? Is he being holding Gyökeres for ransom? I think he's being a prat. I think he's holding Gyökeres for ransom because he said the player knows what the price is. So that means that they have agreed already. They know what the price is. So that means it's an open door for United to start actually doing the bidding. Anyway, Inspired Channel, what you're saying here, big up Inspired Channel. My thoughts on Gyökeres is more closer than to Arsenal than Man United. I don't think so, mate. Not what I'm being hearing, right? That is now turning the tables. We know for fact that Sesko has been in the project 1 year in Arsenal. This is the target that they always wanted, right? And he said yes in January, but then he changed his mind. Like, he already said yes to personal terms. And he said, like, listen, give me one more season at RB Leipzig to develop, and then in the summer I come. So they already had a gentleman's agreement and packed over there. But in the meantime, Arsenal recruited a new sporting director called Andrea Berta. And Andrea Berta is a sly yucker, so he likes to do, I'm going to quote Ben Jacobs, like he likes to use this suit analogy. He's like he's coming to a party, he's wearing 3 different suits, and he doesn't really know which bride he's going to bid for or to dance with. So in his back of his mind, he's got 3 different targets, and at the end of the day, he will put on the suit and dance with the one that says yes to him, right, on his demands. So in this case, it's always been the target, which is club signing, which is Sesko. Stylistically speaking, Sesko fits more Arteta ball than Gyokeres. And why I want Gyokeres to come into Manchester United is not only for personal reasons. It's the only striker that do understand Rúben Amorim's system. So for me, it does not really matter if he comes in late, because this is a plug and play. Like, this is somebody that will just come in. He played under Rúben Amorim's system, 3-4-3 system. He knows exactly the runs. All he needs to do is sort of a little bit of a teammates adaptation, a little bit of a club orientation, and that's it, right? We already have a proven goal scorer there already. And I'm not really worried about goals, because if you look at the overall striking force, what we are recruiting right now, the 2 number 10s in Mbeumo, 100%. Mbeumo will give you 20 goals, 22 goals, you know. Maybe Cunha will give you 15 and 20 goals already there. And then in the middle, you add the potent striker of Gyokeres. Of course, he scored 60+ goals in the Portuguese league, but at least that would come in half, like 30 goals, 25 goals, you know, if you're Gyokeres. Just look at Erling Haaland. He came from German Bundesliga, right? He came in his first season with City and scored shitloads of goals. Like, I think he had over 30 goals or something. So nothing is impossible, in my opinion. But if you watch this in retrospective, let me know in the comments below everything that we discussed. Well, guys, Big Mick Ruby, having my sombrero on, do not disturb, and it's time to end the show. Arriba. See you to the next time. Glory, glory, Manchester United. I'm out of here. Bye.